So, welcome everybody to
Hi,
the channel.
everyone.
Today I have with me the beautiful Cassandra. She is a raw vegan, and I actually don't know so much about you yet. What I do know is that you are a raw vegan and you have finished 100-day choose fast. You live in the US, I know, and I actually don't know where exactly. So, would you like?
Massachusetts. I'm in
Ah,
Massachusetts.
all right. So how's the weather there actually?
It's horrible. The winters are really long and cold, but the spring and summer is really nice, and the fall is nice.
Um,
We see all the seasons, which is good.
Same here. We also have winter time. You see, I'm wearing a big sweater and
So, where are you again?
in the Netherlands.
Okay. Is
Yeah,
that like over in the UK area?
it's actually pretty close. Yeah,
Okay.
it's like near Germany, next to Germany, and
Okay.
above Belgium.
Okay.
So yeah,
Nice. Were you born there?
yeah, I was. Yeah.
Oh.
And what about you?
Yep, I've been born here, born and raised.
And you want to stay?
No, so that's kind of something that I wanted to do for my introduction today. So, my name's Cassandra, and I'm from a town of Lowell, Massachusetts. I've been raised here, and I was born next to Boston, so technically, like, kind of the same area, Boston, Mass. I've lived here my whole life, and we were just talking about how not many people are like-minded in our areas, and over time, the past couple years, even before I did my juice fast, I decided to build out a camper van so that I can start traveling and
Oh,
meet like-minded people so that I wasn't planted in this place and feeling so isolated and
yeah.
disconnected from the world. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm working on that investment today. So I'm still in the works, but it's getting there.
Oh, I love that you're mentioning this because I actually have this super big drawing here on my closet with a van because it's my dream as well to one
Really?
day. Yeah, yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah. So it's so cool to meet you.
I
Like,
would totally just say, like, do that. Do that if you can. Like, get
mhm.
take the little steps that you need to get into it. In Europe, actually, I actually wanted to do that, is go out to Europe, build a different van or something, and like travel those areas. It must be really nice over there.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for the encouragement. That's really cool.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
how
it
far?
took me a while to take those steps, and even if it takes you a while and you don't think you will get
Mm.
there. Like, what you want is what you can have.
Oh man, that's so true.
Yeah,
Yeah, we are very powerful beings actually, but sometimes we don't remember, and we have to remember.
definitely.
Mm. I'm so glad to have you on, really. And I love your
Yeah.
name. I'm also super, super curious to hear about your spirituality. But first, I think it's nice to get back, like, to who you were. How did you grow up? And what did you eat? What was your spirituality? Would you like to share a bit about that?
Sure. Thank you for asking. I was raised on meat and dairy products, just like most people, I think. I can't say everybody, but I was
Mm.
raised just like anybody else. I decided to go vegan in my 20s, my early 20s, and I struggled with that really hard. I struggled with vegetarianism. I couldn't get off dairy. And then I found the raw vegan path through Shane Sterling, who
Mm.
opened me up to that. And if it wasn't for that juice fast I did, I probably would have still struggled with that every day and not knowing what directions to take for health and
Wow.
eating like breads and pastas. I was raised in an Italian family, so like we always ate a lot of empty, bad carbs
Yeah.
and just cheese and meats and all that stuff. And especially in United States, we have a lot of bad food here. I'm sure you know.
Yeah, I heard
So
about that.
it's really bad. So it's not really easy to know what direction to take. So I followed my intuition on that, and it was a huge calling for me to take this path, so I jumped on that. Just like you said, you didn't even hesitate on your juicing, and like I did the same thing. I didn't even know how to do it, but I just knew that that's what I needed to do, so I
Wow,
did.
come on. So you followed his program from Raw Vegan Rising?
Yes, yes, I did. I
You went,
didn't get any personal coaching. I did it on my own, which a
yeah.
lot of people do because, it's more affordable that way, I guess. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, I did that all on my own. I had no coaching. It was very hard.
What time, like what period in your life were you doing that? Like you mentioned your age, but what were you going through in that time?
During my juice fast.
Yeah.
I'd say a lot of cravings, of course, come up, but not only that, emotional traumas start coming up. And I think that's why I fell into cooked food again after I did the juice fast, because you go through such a deep detox. It's not just physical, like this is
Yeah.
mental, spiritual. And I struggled a lot with my emotional side and my childhood traumas, and I used
Mm.
food to comfort me that way. So I
Mm.
went through a lot of that, but I just pushed. Like I took my willpower and I just pushed through it because I want to have children someday. And I think I want to raise my children in a way. And I believe the whole world should take this direction. So, in order for me to change something in the world, I had to change that part of myself. And I wasn't willing to hold on to such a dark, bad food addiction.
Well, I really feel that what you just said, that resonates so much because I felt the same since I had so many problems with my hormones and stuff and my health. And I was like, I want my children to have a good start so that they don't have to go through that suffering and they also learn that life can be more beautiful and that we don't have to slaughter animals and that we are created to live in a garden, and to create
Wow.
paradise. So I really feel that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
definitely. And I think
Amazing.
that we went through the hardest times of our raising. Like, I don't know how you were raised, but we had to take that hardship so that our children can have the better life, like you said. How were you raised with your diet, and how was your growing up?
Oh, that's so nice that you ask. Now it's kind of like we're interviewing each other. That's cool.
It's your
Um,
turn.
yeah, it's my turn. But that's nice, It's like a conversation, and there's so much like to hear from each other. So yeah, how
Definitely.
was I raised? My mom, she was actually uh, quite conscious with food, but she was not into veganism or raw, but more very sober. So we would have not so much food. So we would have a little bit of meat, a little bit of fish, not so much fruit, not so many. I remember I was always hungry. I was hungry. But she really tried to make it pure. She would never make food out of boxes. We would not eat like processed food so much. Um, so mostly whole foods. But
That's good.
also we would go to McDonald's sometimes or have, ice cream or chips or cookies. And we would not have so much fruit, I remember, but I always loved fruit. And actually, when I became a fruitarian, my mom, she told me like that when I was young, when I was really small, I was always like asking for fruit and making fruit meals and giving it to others. Like I wanted to give the fruit meals to other people.
Wow.
Yeah, and I didn't even know that. So it's like I'm coming back, to how I was truly designed. I think
Yeah.
you can relate to that.
Yeah, I wasn't really raised. I mean, my mom always made me eat like healthy vegetables and
Yeah.
stuff, but she did cook a lot of meat and stuff.
Mm,
Um, are you fruitarian now?
yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
How
it's
long?
like raw vegan and fruitarian is like really close next to each other. So
Yeah,
predominantly my food consists of fruits. But yeah, I do eat salad sometimes, and I eat microgreens sometimes. But it's because I still am working on my digestion. I just noticed that I don't do well with too much, too many greens and stuff. This fruit is really soft and easy on my digestion.
definitely.
And I also noticed that I feel um, just more happy. Like my cells are more happy than when I eat salad. I cannot really explain it. It's like I feel more like I'm vibing higher, literally.
Yeah, I mean, it has a lot of electricity and like light in it. Although greens do too, but fruits obviously have more and a lot of hydration, so that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and the sugar, of course,
Yeah.
which is really good for our cells. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, and when I was in my teens, then because I was always hungry, I really had the binge eating, and I did a lot of emotional eating as well. I struggled actually from a young age with eating disorder. I uh, I've come, yeah, from a really long, dark road actually. Because when I
Yeah.
was really young, I remember I looked into the mirror and I just hated what I saw, like this deep hate inside of me. And I, like, along the way, it took me many, like, a lot of lessons and a lot of falling and standing up to learn to love myself and to get rid of those negative patterns. And as I did my juice fast, actually what happened was that I started seeing really clearly why it was that I was dealing with all those things. And that it was also super physical because my body was so compromised. I had all these weaknesses in my endocrine system, and the endocrine system is connected to all the emotional glands. So, and our chakras and everything. So I was so out of balance physically that everything was just um, not feeling well. I was not in a good place, like physically, mentally, emotionally. So, yeah,
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it seems that we have to come from a really dark place to get here, most of us.
yeah. What about you? Did you go through a phase like that as well, or something similar?
I typically went through like food and drug addiction when I was younger.
Mm,
I never really had too much physical health issues because I caught it at least when I was young. I'm only in my 30s now, so my late
mm,
20s, I started really changing things. But
yeah.
um, I notice a lot of people who go raw vegan, they end up doing it because they have severe health issues. So I really wanted to catch that before that happened.
Amazing.
But yeah, I really just had like mental and childhood trauma issues. Um, and like I said, here in America, it's so normal to eat junk. So
Yeah.
um, that's all I can really say. Like when I cleaned out my gut, I saw what there was, and it was a lot. So, but that's like
What was
normal, you know.
I know. I remember when I was on my juice fast, I started making pictures because my father, he said like, I don't believe that you're still going to the toilet because I was already on day 70 or something. And I did 90 days. So I was like, I will make pictures for you. And I even like showed it to him like once when I just went to the toilet. I was like, you come and watch what's in there. So
Yes.
funny, but he was still like he cannot believe it. And my family also, it's like cognitive dissonance that happens because they don't it's impossible for them to believe, that can still come out of the body. And I
Oh
get it
yeah.
because I was also shocked. I was really, really shocked what came out, the worms, the mucoid plaque as well, just everything. So
So you did release mucoid plaque.
I did, yeah, but it wasn't like in one time. It was in a couple of days, I have to look for the words sometimes because I'm from the Netherlands and my English,
Oh.
but it was like in pieces, so like
Yeah, like
day
it took
one,
days. Yeah,
yeah,
it took me 7 days to fully release mine.
yeah,
I lost 20 pounds of waist when I did that cleanse. So I
wow,
had 20 extra pounds on me that I didn't know I kept gaining weight. I didn't know why.
yeah,
And like my family's like, oh, like that's normal when you get older. Da, da, da. It's like, no, it's not.
no, it's not. And now you're
No.
still on the same weight, like,
I've been the same weight since I was a teenager, but like over time I was eating like that. So I started like accumulating weight. I didn't know what the heck. And
yeah,
now I know. Now I have all the answers to that.
wow. So how was your experience with releasing the mucoid plaque?
Oh my God. I remember one time I was at work and I went to the bathroom and I had a release. And I don't know, did you do husk and clay mixtures? Because that's what we did.
I did it some days, not every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I used to do it like on my break or whatever. And I went to the bathroom and I had a release and I came out and I felt this like a high. It was like this, I don't even know what to call it. Like my head was in the clouds. I was like, whoa. And
Yeah.
I couldn't talk about it to anyone because they would have been like, what? It was crazy. I won't forget that feeling. But oh my gosh, the release that it gives you is just incredible.
Yeah. You feel like reborn. Just,
Seriously.
yeah. Wow. That's all. And right before, like, would you feel, okay, this is different. Like, what is coming out now is going to be
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, when it comes out
Mm,
too, it definitely feels not like a normal, waste.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
have
I was,
pictures of it too.
oh, that's great. We should show them actually. Maybe you
Yeah,
can put them in the link, like below the video, and people can watch
mucoid plaque
them.
pictures. Do you have
Yeah.
yours?
I actually, I think I have them. I made so many pictures. Yeah, they definitely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's a real thing for sure.
amazing. Yeah. So I also checked your Facebook profile, and it said raw vegan for the um, planetary system, and I really, really love that. Would you
Thank
like to
you.
share a bit more about why you wrote that and what it means to you?
Yeah, no, it's kind of similar to what I mentioned earlier about not just our children, but if the world healed their guts simply, it would just make the world a better place and we could change things. So
Yeah.
I'm doing it for the world because that's something that I could change the world with. And I think that it's such a big thing for everyone that I could help others to do that.
Mm, amen.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And who is Christ to you? Because your name is Christ Consciousness. Would you like to share a bit about that?
Yeah, I remember your question earlier about my spirituality, and I was raised on no religion at all. We were brought into Catholic, but my mom never raised me in a religion, which was really good for me because I got to find my spirituality. And
Yeah.
I eventually found Christ during my early 20s, during a couple, I like to call it life crises I went through with addiction.
Yeah.
And I believed in Christ for a while. I believed in God and the devil, but then eventually, like as I'm growing older, I'm learning that it's all just one thing, that there is no God or devil. Or there I do believe in God, but the way that like there's like oh my god, there's so much to it.
Yeah.
So there's
I would love to hear.
conspiracies on like the government who's like pushing religion on us to believe in God or the devil. So
Yeah.
that's why there's this mental division in our society today. but in reality, it's one thing. So I found Christ, and what Christ consciousness is the whole consciousness as Christ, which is what we really are.
Mm.
And that's what I believe it to be. Um, yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing. How do
Thank you for
you,
asking.
yeah, I always, love to hear about people like where they are at in their spirituality, how they experience things, because I truly believe that we all have a piece of the puzzle. And I didn't grow up with a religion, but then I had an encounter with God, with Christ, and I went to church and I had super beautiful encounters there and beautiful connections. But then I came into a burnout. I got sick, and God really took me on a new level and like opened up my mind about it is not all, uh, not everything is true what is said in the church. Like there's more, there's more, and everyone has a piece of the puzzle. So if you are uh, open to truth, you know, it also says in the Bible that those that knock, the door will be opened for them, and those that seek, they will find. So I think it's beautiful that you have that posture, and then you will find truth and you walk on the path of truth.
Thank
So
you.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that you mentioned that that there's more. There's not just one belief system. And I always believed in all religion, all of it being somewhat true in some way.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, it's
think we
incredible.
can feel it, we can really feel it in the depths of our being. And if it's not aligned with love, it's just not God. It's not. Or I'm not sure about that, by the way. I'm
I
learning.
mean, we don't know. There's so
We don't know.
much.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now you're on your juice fast again.
I'm on a second juice cleanse right now.
Yeah.
Today's day 8. I actually went on Raw Vegan Heroes and I was like, okay, I need some support. So, who's starting a juice fast February 1st? And if it wasn't for this group of people, we got together. I created a Facebook group. We're on the group
Mm,
right now and we're doing the
awesome.
cleanse together.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have them, I don't know where I would be. I'd probably be way harder on myself. I'd probably be struggling a little bit. I probably wouldn't have even followed through this long, but I'm so
Mm,
glad I did. And here I am, 8 days strong,
come on.
and
I
I'm
love it.
feeling really good.
Yeah. Because how did you feel like the first few days? Because they say the first few days are, yeah, can be kind of hard. But
It was so easy because one, I did a juice fast before, but I've been juicing every day since I did my juice fast. So my
yeah.
body's really used to that.
Yeah.
But at first, it's like it's the habitual mindset that's hard because you're used to eating. I was used to getting out of work, eating
Yeah.
something after work. But now it's like, okay, I'm just grabbing a juice or I'm
Yeah.
juicing. So that's the only thing really. And I did go through a
Mm,
couple emotional things actually yesterday and a couple other days. I had some cold symptoms that I'm going through right now,
mm,
but I went through an emotional time where I was like, I want to be able to enjoy food. Like I'm really emotional, and I started crying because I was like, I just want to eat something. Like I want to comfort
yeah.
myself right now, and
Mm,
I just cried, and I was like, but I know what I need to do. Like I'm having releases that are really good. I'm feeling energetic every day. I was feeling
awesome.
so horrible the past few months, like about myself. My confidence was low. I was just physically like my glow went down. I got breakouts on my face. I'm actually still clearing that up.
Mm,
I've had some skin issues that were coming up. Like I started having these things because I was eating this food and it was probably stuck up there. Now I'm releasing it and my body is starting to heal itself. So
come
I'm
on.
really excited for the days to come.
I'm
And
really excited for you too.
I'm just
Mm,
taking it intuitively and I'm kind of I don't know how long I'm going to go, but I don't think I need to go too long because I already did the hard work. I already did
yeah.
that mucoid plaque release.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have mucoid plaque anymore. So I'm kind of like, should I still do the mixtures? I don't know. I'm thinking I'm just gonna take it
Yeah,
easy this time, which is nice.
that is really nice. Just meeting yourself with grace. And I love that you just, asked those people and you created this group. Actually, Heidi, she's saying, "Whoa, me too. I
Yeah,
love
she's
the
part of the group.
accountability." Yeah, with
Yep.
you. That's so awesome. Hi, Heidi. We need you on as well. Then next time, I want to hear your story.
Yeah, you should. She's
So
she's
cool.
incredible. She has great experience with raw eating. She did raw eating for like 100 days,
Mm,
and now she's finally doing her detox, which is phenomenal. I'm excited to see her path.
so cool. You know what is so
Yeah.
awesome? Like we connect here and we just feel the same way. But there are so many people that are like into keto nowadays. There's like this huge
Yeah.
community of like meat eaters. And but that is their path. Like they need to walk that path and experience. I hope they will come to back to
What's
their
tough is that there's a lot of misinformation coming
Hmm,
from professional people,
yeah,
and they're brainwashed. Everybody's being brainwashed. So they're never going to really know unless they're like, oh, shoot, my body has a health issue now. Till it's too late, they're going to be like,
yeah,
oh, now there's an issue. But if they don't believe in veganism, they're not going to go down that path. And it's really sad. It's really sad to see that in the society. It's like a trend, kind of, the keto. It's like the latest, like it's like popular, like I don't know
it's
what the
like the
word I'm
new
looking
black
for.
or something. Like
Yeah, like it's
yeah,
like everybody knows about it. Keto this, keto that. It's like it's
yeah.
so bad for you. It really is.
Yeah, I have many people around me actually that are on that diet, and when I speak with them, I explain all the scientific stuff about the proteins and how it works in our kidneys, and they're just listening, and then it's like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's
I'm like,
horrible. I
okay, you didn't hear anything. It's okay. At least I
Yeah,
did my
so
talk.
you
Yeah.
did your part, yeah. So the good thing about keto is they're cutting out carbs, which is like the rice, the pasta, the bread, which is great, but they're still bringing in mucus forming food and food that doesn't digest properly. And in our world today, meat is like considered healthy. So it's really hard to push that. And I used to be like, going into this life, you're going to come across people that either ask questions or you want to try to help them, and they're
Yeah.
not going to listen. And I just learned to kind of not even bother. Like, I will
Yeah,
share it if they ask, but I
exactly.
used to I used to want to like really try to change them, and I used to want to go out of my way, and it really bothered me and it hurt me a little. And
Mm,
now I'm just like, okay, I'm going to step back and let them do what they have to do. And it's
yeah,
sad because like they might go down a really bad path, and I hate to see that, but there's really nothing you could do unless you're called to the life, unless you call yourself and you're on it with God. That's how you're going to do it, and we can't do that for them. It's really sad.
yeah, you're so right. And I think
Yeah.
it's very wise of you to then step back. But yeah, when they ask, I'm like, they're gonna hear everything. I'm not
Oh
gonna hold
yeah.
back. They're gonna
Oh
hear
yeah.
everything. You're gonna see my pictures, everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh, so now how long do you think you will be working on your van and start your adventure?
So I've had my van for a little over a year now, and since it's winter, I'm taking a break from the build. But when the spring starts coming and my finances start going back up, I'm going to
Mm,
start working on it again, and I'm hoping by this year. But I'm like, it's taken me way longer than I planned. I thought it was going to be like a 1 year thing. It's such a big project, especially
yeah.
if you have no experience. It's a lot. So I'm just riding the wave, taking how long that I need to, and just be okay with that.
Mm, I love that. And I think it's just so cool that you're doing it. And
Thank you.
yeah, you could have had so many reasons like, oh, I don't know how to do this, or I'm the only one, but you're following your dream. And You're being an
Oh, it's
extent of the
hard. It's
inconvenience.
hard to get up every day and be like, I'm building a van. Like, I don't know how to build a van. Like, it's
Yeah.
easy to get caught up and be like, I don't know how to do this, but I got the van. This is what happened. I traded in my car and got my van with no plan. I was like, I'm just gonna do this and let it ride, and I did. And now I can't go back. I cannot turn back now. I have my van. I'm actually sitting in it right now, and I
Oh,
need to
that's
finish that
awesome.
project.
You will. You will succeed. And
Thank you.
I think it's going to take shorter than you think. And then you're going to be driving in a tropical island or something and
I
pick
hope
coconuts from the
so.
tree
I'm
and eat
driving down to
durian.
Mexico. I'm driving
Oh,
down to
that's awesome.
Mexico.
Come on. Come on. So, do you have a location already where you want to go?
Honestly, the thing with van living is like you just kind of go wherever you want, and that's the greatest thing about it is you get to be free and live on land wherever you want in nature, whatever
Yeah.
city, whatever you want to do. And like there are certain states I want to go see, like Arizona, California. I want to go down to
Mm.
Mexico, but I don't really think about that. I just want to go wherever I want to go and be
Just want to
free.
go with the flow. Yeah.
Yeah, seriously. And I want to meet other people that are raw vegan and like actually physically meet them and go to
Yeah.
like either off-grid communities or just places that are growing food and stuff, help grow food, eat the
Yeah.
food there. Like that's my plans.
That's beautiful.
I'm
I
so
love that.
excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited for you too, really. And
Thank you.
I hope actually that I can meet you one day and, we can have like, we should have this huge community just together with all the people that want to make a change in this world.
Yes, we could plan something. I'd love that. And I'd love to come to Europe sometime and visit.
You're so welcome to come, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like it though, but
I heard it's really like rainy and cold there.
right now it is. But we also have like, just like where you are at, we have the seasons. So spring is beautiful, summer is beautiful. And then
Okay.
winter is also beautiful, but it's cold. And yeah, it's a lot of rain. But I also know they mess with the weather all the time. There's like weird stuff in that, you know?
Back to the conspiracies. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely am a conspiracy theorist, but I don't think it's a bad thing. It's like I'm just searching for truth.
Yeah. And once you open your mind to it, there's no closing it. Like you're already awakened to it. You're already open to that, which is better to know.
Yeah, it's like I think you can relate to it, but I did not really have a choice. It was just like boom, you know? Like
Yeah.
I think we've chosen it to be aware,
I
to be
honestly
aware.
think, and I've been seeing this too with the spiritual communities talking about the chosen ones, like we were chosen by God either before birth and we're just on this earth. Like we have these missions, we have these like plans that God gave us to succeed at for Him to accomplish what He needs for us. And
Mhm.
yeah, we really don't have that choice.
Well, I love that you mentioned that because it sounds like we don't really have free will, but we do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But I
I
feel
just
like
said like we don't have that choice, but that was incorrect of me to say like we do have choices every single
yeah,
day. We could either be further away from God or we could get closer to God every single
yeah,
day. So it is
yeah,
a choice, definitely.
absolutely. I see it like a blueprint. Like we have been given a blueprint, and in that we can make all these choices, but still the blueprint is coming to pass. Like, or yeah, I think.
Wow, that's yeah. That reminds me of like I don't know if it has to do with Akashic Records. Have you heard of that before?
No.
It's kind of similar. Like everything's kind of written, or is like a written. I don't know if it's a plan or something. Like our lives are written out. I don't know if that's true, but
Mm,
kind of
that's the
makes
thing.
sense.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it because looking back, it's like I've I had to go through all these things to come where I'm at now. Because actually I've been a raw vegan before and I totally lost track like of raw veganism or my essence when I went into religion. And now God's just taking me back in a new way.
Wow.
So and yeah, you could say like I didn't choose that. I think I did because my soul deeply desires, to live
Yeah.
in that way and to live out his purposes and plans. So,
I'm so glad that you followed that calling, and I feel like sometimes we can't ignore that spirit call. It's so loud until
yeah,
we do that, until we do what it's saying. It will ease and it will feel at peace, and we have to kind of do that, which is great. Like we should.
yeah, absolutely. But not everyone hears it, but you hear it, you feel it.
Maybe that's true too. I usually think of everybody as equal, and like we are equal, but I think you're right on that too. Like certain people have the calling and some don't. It's weird.
Or they have a different part to play, like the body, right? Because the Bible speaks about the body of Christ, and everyone is a different body part. So some are the eyes, some are the hands, some are the feet. And then we're looking at somebody's life and we're like, why is this person doing this? But they're probably thinking the same about us. But it's just that we're all being a piece of the puzzle in this story, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, some we're meant to be aligned with and some we're not. It's just what it is, I guess. It's energy.
Yeah. What do you think? We're gonna go really deep, but I feel kind of led to ask you all these questions.
I like it.
Yeah. So, what do you think, like, the purpose of life is, or purposes, I could say?
I think one of the main purposes would be to live in peace and harmony.
Hmm.
And it's taken humanity a very long time to get where we are today, but we are finally shifting the paradigm in our consciousness as human race. And together, we need to work together. Obviously, if we come together, it's a little faster process, but it's a slow process with us, and that's okay. But yeah, I think that's the purpose.
Hmm. That's beautiful.
Where
Yeah.
there will be no pain or death or agony.
Yes. Yes. And that's actually, yeah, I truly believe that. And some people believe that's heaven after you die, which we never do because we don't die, because we live
Exactly.
forever. Uh, but
And as we know, our bodies die, but I do believe that our bodies could live for much longer than we have been.
absolutely, absolutely. I found this awesome picture. I spoke about it in my last interview about these guys in the Bible that before the flood, how old they were. It was like 600 or 900 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Young, young. And some were just taken, like they were taken up. They didn't even leave their physical body. I think we've been programmed for so long that we started believing stuff that's just not true, just so limiting on how we are truly created.
Absolutely. And I love that you said programmed because it really is just our minds. And we
Yeah,
were raised, even like my parents and my grandparents, they think like, okay, I'm here to die. Like I'm going to die at a certain age. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. And if we tell
yeah,
ourselves that, our body's going to start doing that and we're going to get sick and we're going to die. But
exactly.
as raw vegans, we're kind of different. We're like, okay, we're going to live for as long as we can. Like that's what we're gonna
Yeah,
do.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because so why is that only possible with raw veganism or like fruitarianism, do you think?
Well, because raw vegan is the way to go because we got to go back to our root. We have to connect back with Mother Earth again. And we've been
Yeah.
so disconnected from that over time, over so many generations, with our diets, with just everything, chemicals, whatever it is. And that's what's bringing us back to Earth and connected to God at the same time. And it
Yeah.
heals our body and it lightens our cells and everything. Just everything lives again.
Um,
It's so
yeah.
important, and like I want to tell everybody that, and that's what I want to do. I want to actually build some type of online platform where I can educate people more and open their minds to that, because we're not taught this anywhere in the world. Like,
Yeah.
people like us are the ones who are going to teach it to the masses.
Yeah.
So I think it has to get put out there.
Come on. And you will. And you will succeed in that. Yes. I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward. Yeah.
I
That's
think it's
so
part
great.
of my purpose, or like it's a purpose that I gave myself, that
Yeah.
is where my heart is fully.
Wow. That's beautiful. Mm. Yeah, I can really see that happening.
I see that too. Like, raw vegan is the future, I think. And I don't care how long it takes, it's going to take a long time. But I definitely see that in our world, like in this earth,
Yeah.
not in another place. Like, this earth today is going to
Gonna
be
be
a great
paradise.
place. It's going to be a
Yes.
good place.
Yes. I agree. I agree. It's I I'm pondering like a lot throughout the day. And sometimes I'm just thinking about the other planets and the life they have there, and the other dimensions and stuff. And then I'm like,
Yeah,
sometimes I'm like, shit, we're on this place and we have so much work to do. But then
we
God is
do.
like, Amber, relax. Like, you just do your part. You don't have to carry the entire world. You just love. Just learn to love and live in truth.
Yeah.
And that's enough.
I think if God didn't believe in humanity, we wouldn't be here. Like, we've been here for since the beginning, since we got here. And we're still here. I think if we're still here, it's for a good reason.
Absolutely. I just wonder, like, sometimes I'm asking for his perspective and then I'm just laughing. I'm like, oh, I'm making things so difficult for myself. It's just actually, like, yes, it's very serious from a perspective, but from another perspective, it's kind of funny, like what we're doing here. We're all just walking around here. Our angels are like, dude, what you doing? Like, didn't you didn't you listen to what I said? Like,
Well, that's
no,
the thing. Like, people are living their day to day lives and not even thinking about it. Like, they're not
yeah,
even knowing what they're doing here or why they're here.
yeah,
It's like our purpose is a lot bigger. If we actually stop living in our mind, we can open it and see the big picture, because there is a big picture. Where if there is this God outside, that God is looking in.
yes.
And we're the ones being looked at. If we looked in God's perspective, it would be different.
Come on. Yeah. And then everything is more beautiful also.
Yeah, you could see the beauty.
Yeah. Hmm. So cool.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me on here. I love the conversation, and I'm really glad that we connected, and I look forward to
Yeah.
being more connected and, you know, maybe learning more about each other and planning something for the future. That would be great.
Yeah, I would love that. Let's just keep in touch. And before I let you go, I would love to hear from you. Like, do you have any tips for people who want to go raw vegan or want to do a year fast?
Yes, from my experience, and this is a fact, in order to go raw vegan, you have to do a gut cleanse. Because if you
Mm,
don't do the gut cleanse with juice fasting, and that's usually the protocol is the juice fasting,
yeah,
your body's not gonna absorb the nutrients correctly, and you can end up having health issues along the way. And that's why people give up. That's why people don't stay vegan or raw vegan, because they didn't clear out their gut.
Yeah,
So doing that first and resetting your gut on raw food is the best optimal way to do it, and it works 100%.
yeah, I
But
agree.
it's easy to go offhand with juice fasting too. Like you can do juicing, but if you don't know what direction to go with it and you don't know what you're doing, it's really easy to not get the results that you really want.
Yeah,
So that's another thing too, is hiring a coach and doing it properly and making
yeah,
that one-time investment into yourself, into your life, your future, and the world, because it's much bigger than just us. It's everybody else too.
yes, that's amazing. Yeah,
So
and you
yeah.
definitely will be guiding and helping people. Are you already doing that now?
Well, I do have one person in my juice fast group right now who's not part of Raw Vegan Heroes, and I'm helping him, and I'm going to be personally coaching him on that. But I do
Mm,
want to personally coach people as well, like after I go through these processes that I'm going through and I'm
yeah,
healing and all that, and I'm actually in a good place. That is part of my plans. Yeah.
come on. That's beautiful. And where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook. Cassandra Christ Consciousness is my name. And I do have an Instagram, Cassandra underscore raw star, which is my Instagram, which is linked on my Facebook. And that's all that I have for right now. But I will be building a website, platform, a YouTube channel, and all of that. I just haven't made it there yet.
I'm really excited for that. Really. That's
Thank
gonna be
you.
cool. Yeah. And I will put all your information down below in the video so people can find you. Because I
Thank
remember
you.
that when I watch videos, and people they mention their names, and I'm like, what? 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 So good to have a link. It's more easy. But, yeah,
Definitely.
thanks for sharing.
Thank you for asking.
So good to have you on. Um, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm
Okay.
looking forward to just connecting with you and really bless you on your journey with your van, uh,
Thank you.
your youth fast, creating your own coaching business, and just living the purpose and the plans that God has placed inside your heart and your life. So,
Thank you so much.
yeah, you're a really beautiful soul, and I'm really, really happy to connect with you here.
Same to you, and I'm so happy to have met. It was interesting. You just posted, what was it, on a group? You posted on a group
Yeah.
like, who's interested in an interview about raw veganism? And I was
Yeah.
like, me.
Yeah.
And I never talked to you before. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's like such a but it's cool. Is it like the first time for you as well, just talking to random people? Or
I did do one interview one time, but it was somebody I was like kind of friends with. So like I just kind of wanted to throw myself out there at this time around, and just like, cuz I've been really isolated like during my difficulty with cooked food and stuff, and like going through all that. I really didn't talk to a lot of people. I've been very isolated. So I'm on my juice cleanse. I wanted to put myself out there. So thank you so much for that opportunity.
oh, thank you so much. And I'm so proud of you that you did that because I know that feeling like you're in a bed, you just don't feel yourself and you want to crawl, down under a rock or something.
Yes. Oh
But
my
you've
god.
made the step, you're stepping into the light and you're shining and you're gonna shine brighter and brighter. And I just see it happening. So
Thank
I'm
you
really proud of
so
you.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you. It's so true. I went through that phase, and thank you so much for saying that. It feels nice that I'm not alone?
Yeah. Good. I'm happy to hear that. And thank you. Okay, we're gonna end this, guys. If you wanna find Cassandra, you know now where to find her. And yeah, I'm looking forward to all the other things that are going to be happening. So
I'm
yeah,
going to send you some pictures of my van so you can see what it looks like.
yeah, that would be so awesome. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, bye bye, everybody.
Bye.